Hi guys, welcome to the Details in Hindsight podcast. I am your host, Maddy Brown, and welcome back. Welcome to 2026, y'all. I am so excited. This is going to be a really good year, and I can feel it. I don't know what it was about last year that literally pushed me to every breaking point that I didn't even realize I had. And I'm sure this year will have its challenges as well, but I think 2025 had some major life events for Maddy, and I'm excited to have some more this year, but the ones that I see coming up are pretty exciting. So, and that kind of gets into today's episode. Today, I will be talking about ins and outs, things I want for the community, for the military spouse community, things that I'm doing for myself as well. It's going to be kind of a big melting pot of me personally, and also things I want to encourage for this community as we all grow. It's been really exciting to see as I start this podcast to see how it's pulled out some really great people. I'm really hopeful to see like this community shift, and I can feel it. I feel like we're on the brink of it, of just really redefining what it is to be a military spouse. Because every time you go on the internet right now, I feel like if you search up military spouses, the first thing you see is like a cheating scandal or some viral moments. And obviously that's some hot tea, I'm not gonna lie. But that does not represent us all, and that's probably actually not the majority of us. And I'm hopeful that the more that I post and the more that you guys post about being a military spouse, it allows our community to grow and redefine who we are. And I'm really excited to keep going and moving forward. So with that is going to go into today's topic, ins and outs. I have really thought on this hard during my recovery. I actually just had my surgery a couple weeks ago, so I had a few weeks off and I had a little bit of time to think about what I wanted to see moving forward into this new year and what that looks like for me, but also what I, for this community. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. But before I do, I want to say thank you guys for your support so far. This means the world to me. If you have not yet already, follow this podcast, subscribe wherever you're seeing this. It really helps me find other military spouses as well and allows our community to grow and build a solid foundation. If you're on Spotify, it really helped me out if you gave me a 5-star review, just so I can reach more people just like you. So moving forward, thank you for the support I have received thus far. It's just been so cool to see. And it's not like this, oh, I went viral, like all these things. It's just like I've really noticed in like my comment sections on TikTok and the things that I've done so far, like really feel heard for the first time. That sounds weird, but I actually feel really heard. And I feel like I'm not the only one anymore in some ways. And being a military spouse is very isolating. So to be able to put myself out there like that and be met with such warmth has been amazing. Obviously, everything's not perfect, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning. But I hope you see throughout my podcast journey that you see my growth, and I am learning with you guys. I'm not going to know everything. I'm not perfect, but I want to share what I do know so far. Like I've said before, I consider myself an intermediate spouse. I'm not this vet that's been through hell and back 1,000 times. I am on my second journey of long distance. I've moved. I've done, I would say, all the basic things that come with being a military spouse, but obviously, each base is different. Each lifestyle is different. Everything changes all the time. I'm not going to get too comfortable, but I am excited. So let's get into this episode. So we're going to start with the negatives because I want us to end on a positive note. But our first out for 2026 is comparing timelines. That is my number one, whether that's just the real world or in the military spouse world. I think I had a hard time with 2025, being kind of stuck here by myself when Austin left and seeing everyone else's journey and seeing everyone have kids and go and move to their dream base. Like there's so many things that I felt like I was just stuck and behind, that I really wished I was more present in the moment versus comparing myself and not allowing me to enjoy the current moment, if that makes sense. So comparing timelines, we're going to nip that in the bud, which goes into kind of my second point, which is comparing pain. This is something I really want us to work on as a community and myself. I do this myself. So I got to lead by example, and I got to put my money where my mouth is. But comparing pain is really, really, really something that the military spouse community struggles with. And I understand sometimes like spouses come out there and they're like, well, at least it's not this. And sometimes I feel like you guys mean well. And it's not this, like, well, it's not a deployment. It's not 9 months. It's not overseas. It's not, there's always something it's not. And I really want us as a community, and I'm going to work on this myself, especially, I feel like in my personal life I do this a lot, but, well, at least it's not this. I really want to avoid that sentence, and I want to switch that into, oh man, that sucks. How can I support you? Because the second we can support each other is the second we can heal. It's the second we can breathe. It's the second we can do this together as a team versus this like competition of who's got it worse. I really want our community to work on that. And I will preach that to the rooftops, but that is something I want us to work on, myself included. And I'll keep you updated on how that goes. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job so far. It's only day 5, but we'll see. Number 3 for outs, doing life alone. I am this independent person that I really, really hate asking for help. And I just really hate feeling like if I have to ask for help, I'm a burden. And I feel like that's just a lie the enemy has been telling me for years. So this is something I'm going to be working on very, very heavily, especially this year, on allowing myself to do life with other people and allowing myself to just be me and just keep going, if that makes sense. Like, I've just always been an awkward kid. You could ask anybody that grew up with me in the dance world. They'll tell you I'm awkward as hell. Just that homeschooled jungle freak right here. But, so it's just not something I'm like the best at, but I really want to work on just pushing myself to just continue to be myself and allow me to kind of pull through and not let anxious Maddy pull through, and just let it go and just have fun and allow people to help. I did a whole move this year and I did the majority of it by myself. And I think if I asked for help sooner, I could have avoided a lot of other stress factors. I think I stressed myself out so bad that I ended up having like this severe stress rash, and it was on my face. Super embarrassing. Well, I've never had that before, but like there's something about moving that just stresses me the hell out. And I think because I was doing it by myself, and my mom came in towards the end, and I did help with like the bigger items, but I was so scared of like asking for help because it just felt if I asked for help that I'm a burden and I'm asking too much of people. And then honestly, it shouldn't be. So I'm going to work on this year for asking for help so I'm not looking like this again, and allowing myself to continue to grow, if that makes sense. So, outs, number 4, putting things off around the house that'll make things harder later. I have so much to do around this house. I don't know what it is. I always have DIYs that are half finished. I have like things that are entirely organized. I have cabinets that could use some love and care. My entire bathroom probably just needs a whole audit. So like things like that where it makes my life easier. Doing like one high maintenance project that will make my life easier, if that makes sense. But around the house, so like cleaning out my makeup products, throwing away expired products, going through my fridge, doing the same thing, going through every corner of my house, and if donating things, selling things. My goal this year is to really just let go of things that I'm not necessarily attached to, because I don't know, there's just something about me that when I moved to Georgia, and after my first PCS and after my move last year, I was like, oh, I don't want stuff at all. And I have turned full-fledged minimalist. Aside from my plants, like, this house is always me just like throwing things away or donating things, because if it's too cluttered and if it's too much, my brain can't handle it because it's just too much stress for me. So this year is just really making my home environment feel more at home. as well. Okay. Outs this year, and this is a personal one, but tumors, we're done. We got that removed. We're good. I'm really happy. I'm half deaf right now, but I'm happy. They have like a little plug in my ear right now, so that's why I can't hear very well. Hence me, if I sound off on this podcast, this is my first podcast filming since surgery, so bear with me. But, yeah, outs, tumor, no bueno. We're not tolerating that again. No, thank you. And I hope it stays in 2025 because I'm done with it. Second time is not the charm. So yeah, over it for sure. Next thing that is off and out for 2026. Long distance. We're wrapping that up this year. Very excited. Hopefully by the end of summer. And I'm really excited. So, oh man. Over halfway, guys. Over halfway. I'm really happy. Long distance is hard, and I'm really excited that we're gonna wrap that up this year. Next one, poor communication. Yeah, I actually have been struggling with this a lot with my friends and family. I have this bad habit that I will look at a text message and I think that I hit send when I'm replying to them, and then I disappear. And then I'll go back because I'll think of another thing like a couple days later, and I'll open that text thread and it's that same message that I thought I hit sent on, and I feel like an idiot. It's happened way too much this year or this last year, so that is out. Second to the poor communication, I also I'm working on with Austin on our relationship and communicating better. We're pretty good about communicating, but it always can be better. I really want to invest in like quality communication, kind of like when we were first dating, where you're asking all these like deep, meaningful questions. So this year for Austin and I really want to try and initiate more of those conversations as well, because I feel like it allows both parties to feel more heard. And when we feel more heard, we feel more understood. And if we feel more understood, then we have a better bond. So that is the goal for this year. One of my last outs is not setting boundaries. I struggle with this a lot, and it's both within like work and my friendships. The thing is I am a giant people pleaser. Because I have very limited friends, I go above and beyond. Does anybody go above and beyond for me aside from my husband and my closest friends? No. So I gotta stop. My goal is to stop doing the most if I know they wouldn't do it back. However, this is my argument in my brain every time I do it, is that I don't care if they're not going to do the most in return, if it leaves a positive impact, and if it leaves a positive impact on my character before I leave or before, and we're not friends again, at least they have a positive experience. And if they look back one day and they're like, man, I had a really good friend and I blew that, then that's on them. But, yeah, I never want to leave a friendship or a situation where I didn't try my best and I didn't try to make those people feel loved and cared for. So, and I can't win it all. I can't, and that's okay. This is like a double-edged sword here, and this is where I struggle the most. I am class A people pleaser. It's really annoying. I really care what people think. I'm gonna be point blank. I really care. And I think it's because I grew up in an environment where I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I was always that weird jungle freak homeschooled kid. So, and every time I did have a friend, I always felt like I was going to blow it or they weren't going to like me ever again. So I would end up blowing it because I was so insecure about it. I wasn't confident in myself as a kid, 12, to just be okay and just to have fun. Because I really cared what people think. And I'm 27 this year, which is scary. And I wish I said that habit dropped. And it is getting better. I think I am slowly evolving to where it's like it's not my first instinct to be like, oh, what if so-and-so thinks this? And da-da-da-da. Like, I am now doing better about only letting that spiral happen with people that are close to me. A lot of therapy for that. But I think I noticed this last year how circumstantial all my friendships were. and that sounds terrible, but if I wasn't in the right place at the right time, I never heard from them again. And it sucked because I would reach out and I would text and I'd be like, hey, want to go to coffee? Want to go to lunch? Want to go to do this? Want to go do that? And it would be like, yeah, sure, whenever. And like, never happened. And it was always me reaching out. And it slowly grew into me just stopping, and I stopped reaching out because it just worked out that way, I guess. I don't know. But my goal this year for me is to set boundaries to where I don't take that personally anymore. Because at the end of the day, life is life. People are going to move on. Life changes so crazy in general as a 20-something, let alone adding the military aspect to it. I mean, it's insane how fast things change. And I have come to the conclusion that I'm never going to have like the biggest friend group in the world, maybe with this podcast, but I don't plan on doing that ever. So, yeah, and it's not that I don't care for these people anymore, but this surgery was very highlighting about who cared and who didn't, and I don't know if it was just God showing me, like, you could be the nicest person in the world, but sometimes if it just doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I have faith that this year, friendships that I do have are going to be more meaningful and are going to be more empowering and healthy than me trying to continue to facilitate a relationship that they don't want. That's me trying to set boundaries. And it's nothing like, oh, I hate these people. I have all the respect of the world for these people. It's just because I'm not in the right place at the right time. It's not convenient anymore. And some of them kind of hurt because it was like, wow, I really spent like years trying to build these friendships, and it felt like it crashed and burned. And not all of them, but it just very eye-opening. And yeah, again, it's no ill will. I love everybody dearly. There's really just no hard feelings. It's more about, okay, fine. We're gonna switch over to the ends now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, outs are very deep and personal, so thank you for bearing with me on that. And the ins are just as deep and personal, so let's dive on in. The first one I have is treating myself when small wins happen. I really wish I did that more last year. I had a lot of small wins that I didn't treat myself to, and I was just torturing myself. So this year, I'm gonna treat myself to healthy treats, whether it's, taking time for me, whether it's just having a little snuggle session with the dogs, or doing things that, fill my soul, going to the plant store, really just taking care of Maddy better. Really celebrating the small wins is really important to me this year. Yeah, prep for the next storm, even if it's something small. Like I said earlier with the putting things off, same premise. My goal is just to equip myself to be able to not feel sacked when something happens, because things are going to happen. It's inevitable, but I really think going into this year, like whatever gets thrown at me, I do feel more equipped to handle it because of last year and the growth that happened. So that's really encouraging, I hope. And I feel like God really just like showed me this last year, like a lot of things about my life that I thought I knew, but he kind of just like, he just broke the glass, and it was like, oh, that's fake. This is not good. Like it was, it's been really like reflecting. It's been really hard, but I think it's for the better. I am becoming a better person because of it. So, yeah, healthy, which moves me into my next healthy coping strategies. I really don't want to lean on alcohol anymore. Okay. Yeah, I have not had alcohol for 103 days today as of January 5th. It's not the first time I've done like 90-day hard with alcohol, but this time, I don't know, there's just something different that I feel better. My skin looks better. I have noticed when I'm not drinking that I'm less anxious. And I think a lot of my issues that I had last year was because I was super anxious. And I thought, like, oh, if I have a glass of wine, it'd calm me down. But it didn't. And the amount intake was probably not helpful either. But when Austin left for OTS, I really didn't want to use that as a coping mechanism. So I think I gave myself like a week and then kind of kicked into gear. And then when I got back from a bachelorette and I was like, I can't keep doing this. So maybe it's just like I'm getting older and it's just not as fun anymore. I don't know what it is, but my goal is to not use alcohol as a coping mechanism anymore. I'm not like this alcoholic, but it's definitely something I struggle with. So hopefully this is some accountability as well. It's just more about like, okay, how about I go for a WLK? My dogs are in the room. How about I go for a WLK versus like having a glass of wine? How about I go to the plant store instead of getting a beer? How about instead of, try to replace alcohol with better options? So I hope I don't sound like an alcoholic. But yeah, 103 days since I've had alcohol, and I'm really proud of myself. That's not easy. And there's definitely been moments I've wanted to cave, especially during the holiday season. But I did it, and I'm really proud of myself. And I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to have like this timer. And if I fail, again, like there's no like, oh, I'm never drinking again. I don't know where this is going. So stay tuned, I guess. I don't know. But I'm liking how fast my recovery has been from surgery since I hadn't been drinking. And I've noticed that my sleep is a lot better. I've noticed that overall my like circadian rhythm's better. Like I feel more like a productive person in society when I'm not like foggy, if that makes sense. So, and I like now having a little bit more control over my brain. And I feel like I hit that 90-day mark, and they said, the internet has said, don't quote me on this, that I'm about to like really experience the benefits of it. So stay tuned. I'm 10 days past 90, so we'll see. Again, this is my struggle. This is just me being honest, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Yes, continuing to be creative, i.e. the pod. I really want to stay consistent with this pod. I do think there will be a little bit of a break around April because I want to try and add some guests on the podcast as well. We have some things coming up, which I'm really excited about. So I don't want to just be me. I want to share your guys' stories as well because my knowledge is very limited in the military world. So being able to bring on a spouse that is from the Navy or the Marine Corps or whatever is going to be super important to hopefully make this community feel a little bit more well-rounded, because I know I don't know everything, and that's the beauty of it. So but yeah, continue to be creative, which is really exciting. I have some ideas, but we'll see. So stay tuned, follow, subscribe, do all the things. Yes, when it comes to my friendships, my goal this year is to listening more before reacting. I think I have a habit with my ADHD of like being quick to react. I really want to cool it, because usually it's not anger. It's just like me being like really super like gotta get on it before everyone else kind of thing. My goal this year is to really slow down, listen more, and like reflect before I respond. So that is a goal. We'll see how this goes. I'm really talkative and I can't shut up. So that's going to be tricky for me, guys. But yeah, the goal is to be listening more and just being more intentional with my feedback or my questions with my friends and my relationship, and just really trying to cultivate a better understanding before I just go and give my own feedback if they want it. We'll see. Therapy. We're gonna continue therapy in 2026. It has helped me a lot with this transition with Georgia, and then it's also helped me in general throughout my years. My goal this year is really to get into EDMR, which is a special type of therapy to help with trauma, and really like balance out my brain a little bit. I have been through some things. So to keep supporting me while I'm developing and trying to fix some foundational, not holes, but just continually to pour into becoming a better version of myself is going to be really key while growing through this podcast. So yeah. Also an in this year is self-care. I really want to try and work on prioritizing taking care of myself, like going to get my eyebrows trimmed, going to get my nails done, going and shopping a little bit, not a lot, but shopping, and just like taking care of Maddie. This last 2 years, I've really sacrificed on a self-care level to reach financial goals, which were worth it. We are now coming on the other side of that where I can slowly ease into it. I don't want to go full blown like glam and this and that. I've always been very neutral when it comes to wardrobe and my hair and everything else. So yeah, just more self-care items that I feel. Anywho, yeah, so my goal is with that is just like self-care, going to the hair salon, getting my nails done, going to Pilates a little bit more, things to take care of me so I could take care of others and other things as well. So that is a goal this year. And then my last goal / in really diving in deep with God on a devotional level. I kind of fell off the bandwagon, I'm not gonna lie. Last year really pushed me in a lot of ways where my prayer time was probably the only thing I was prioritizing because that was the only thing I could muster the energy to do. But this year I really want to try and get back into the Word and continue my normal rituals. Like every morning I get in the car and I play worship music to start my day, and then I really try to like be intentional with God during those moments. But one, I'm gonna try and make more space like that, and then also in my marriage as well, Austin and I are gonna try and do some more couple devotionals as well. So this year is really just trying to get closer with God. So please hold me accountable to that. If you have any devotionals that you guys loved to do during deployments or long distance chapters, I would love to hear your devotion recommendations. I'm trying to figure out what I want to start in January. I just feel a little overwhelmed. I used to be very like, oh, this is what I want to do next, but this is the first time I feel like I've struggled being like, okay, what do I want to dive into? So would love your recommendations, would love your feedback on a devotional if you have one. If you want to know what the day in my life looks like, this is it. Me trying to do something productive, and I have my 2 menaces in the background, making as much noise as possible to ensure that I get nothing. Thank you guys for listening to my ins and outs of 2026. What are your guys' ins and outs? Please comment them below. I want to hear from you guys what your goals are, what your vibes are this year. Keep me in the loop. I'm a cool mom. That's what I sound like. Oh my god. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. So I'm going to pray us out and we'll get out of here. Awesome. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day. I am just so grateful for this opportunity to do this podcast and to be able to share some very vulnerable things, but also allow this space for people to just come together and have a good time. Lord, I am just praying for 2026 for all the military spouses out there. We got one coming, and I really hope it's a really good year, a positive year, a year where everyone feels they have made an impact, achieved the goals, broke through their cycles of bad habits. Lord, I'm just really praying for consistency and productivity, and Lord, I just pray that they get closer to you and allow that journey to progress. This is going to be a great year. I can feel it in my bones, and I'm really excited to see what you have in store. Amen. All right, guys, I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it.